Hi there BookTube, it's Eleanor here, and today I'm doing a bit of a random book haul. We all know I have absolutely no self-control, so I'm not going to justify this book haul. I'm just going to tell you that it's a book haul, and yeah, most of these books have been on my list or been on my radar for a while. The first one is one that I put off buying because, as you know, I like to try and get my books cheap if I can, and this book is never discounted. It's always full price or not much off full price, but I just keep hearing more and more people talking about it and saying how great it is. And so what originally started with Mercy from Mercy's Bookish Musings has now become a phenomenon of good feelings about this book, and so I wanted to pick it up. And that is Dorothy Allison's Bastard Out of Carolina. I've heard this is incredibly moving, and I just really wanted to get it, and so I bit the bullet and I got it. I think this is about a really dysfunctional family. I think it involves some sexual abuse possibly, and it's set in the 50s, and I think it's about a girl's stepfather and her relationship, and I'm really intrigued by this one. But as I say, I keep hearing wonderful reviews from people, so I really wanted to pick it up, and I think this edition's really pretty. Next, I picked up what I think is sort of a sweet contemporary. It's called Keep Holding On by Susan Colasanti. I think this was recommended to me as a anti-bullying read. So the back says, it's bad enough having to sit alone at lunch, but it's hardly the worst thing for Noelle. Besides avoiding guys like Warner Talbot who make her life a living nightmare, Noelle is desperate to hide her humiliating home life, and the only comfort she finds is from meeting her boyfriend Matt in secret. But he's not the only one Noelle really wants. There's just no way she could ever be with Julian Porter, so when Julian starts to notice her, Noelle naturally shies away. After all, it's safer to stay with Matt than risk a broken heart. But when the bullying of a friend goes too far, Noelle knows it's time to stand up for herself and for everything that makes her keep holding on. I'm sure now from reading that this was recommended to me by one of you as an anti-bully read, and so I will be trying to get to this during my anti-bullying readathon, which you've probably already seen. So anyway, I'm going to put that on my pile of anti-bully reads, and thank you to whoever recommended this for me. Next up is a book that I've also heard great things about, and that's Daughter of the Forest by Juliette Marillier. This is a book set in Ireland. It's a fantasy. It's set in Ireland, and it is part history and fairy tale. It's a historical fairy tale, so I'm really excited to give this one a go. Next up is a book that I've been hearing a lot about on BookTube recently, and that is Colleen Hoover's November 9. And I think this cover was designed by one of our very own booktubers. I'm sure on her channel she mentioned it. I'm just going to see if it's in here. I don't know if they put in the cover designer, but I'm sure that this was designed by Pip from Pippity Pop. Anyway, I will find out, and I will link her video talking about this down below, because I just think it's beautiful. She's done a beautiful job. I love this front cover. I love things with mason jars. I just love the front cover of this, and I'm really excited to find out more about this book. I have to admit I don't know a lot, but Colleen Hoover is a really good writer, always gets you thinking about relationships, so I'm sure it's going to have a romance in there somewhere. It says from the back that Fallon meets Ben, an aspiring novelist, the day of her scheduled cross-country move. Their ultimate untimely attraction leads them to spend Fallon's last day in LA together, and her Her eventful life becomes the creative inspiration Ben has always sought for his novel. Over time, and amidst the various relationships and tribulations of their own separate lives, they continue to meet on the same day every year, until one day Fallon becomes unsure if Ben has been telling her the truth or fabricating a perfect reality for the sake of the ultimate plot twist. Can Ben's relationship with Fallon and simultaneously his novel be considered a love story if it ends in heartbreak? So I'm sure this is going to be a tearjerker, like all of Colleen Hoover's books. The next 3 books were in my charity shop. They were £1 each and I couldn't resist. I've heard someone say to me how good Page Toon is, and so I'm really feeling the sort of adult contemporary and the young adult contemporaries at the moment. I'm obviously in a need of reading about love, and so I picked up 3 Page Toon books, 13 Weddings, Pictures of Lily, and The Longest Holiday. So I am excited to give these a go. I think they're all sort of romantic fiction books, so I'm very excited about these. And then finally is another very beautiful front cover. I picked up The Collector by John Fowles. I believe this is about a man's obsession with butterflies and also his obsession with a student who he kidnaps and keeps at his house. I think it's quite dark, but it's meant to be a very interesting read, and I really like this front cover. I just think it's really captivating, so I can't wait to give this one a go. So that's all the books that I've bought recently. Let me know if you've read them, what you think of them, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye for now, BookTube.